Tony wants to take out a loan for a new car that costs $22,000. If the APR is 3.75% and the loan period is for 5 years, what is Tony's monthly payment? So we're dealing with a loan here. I'm going to open up my formula sheet, and if you don't have this already, why not? Sorry, that sounded more judgmental than I meant it to. But you can go to the SSC's website, go to the QR section, Chapter 4, Essential Formulas and Notes. If you already have your own notes, that's totally cool. But just make sure you have some notes on Chapter 4. There's a lot of formulas, a lot of variables, so definitely make sure you have some notes. They can be ours, or they can be yours, or they can be a combination. I don't really care. Just have notes. So let's see. We're talking about a loan here. And loan, where's loan? Loans. There we go. Chapter 4D, loans. So it says necessary periodic loan payment. That's what we're looking for here. So let me grab this formula. Just grab a screenshot or a baby screenshot. Yes, that's my baby screenshot. So we're going to use this formula here because the question asks us what is Tony's payment going to be, right? Yeah. What is Tony's monthly payment? And that's what this formula helps us determine, the necessary periodic payment. Sometimes the period is monthly, sometimes it's quarterly, sometimes it's annually. It just, that's what periodic means. It's just how many times a year, basically, at least in this context. So I like to go ahead and identify each different variable. We know payment, PMT, stands for the payment amount, which is what we're finding. So I don't have that, but I should have the rest. I should have the P, I should have the R, I should have the N, and I should have the Y. Those are all the variables in here. So let's go ahead and find them. So P stands for the principal, or in this case, it's the loan amount. So Tony's loan amount is for $22,000. Yikes. R stands for the periodic interest rate. Sometimes you'll see this formula written like this. Take a brief. Instead of an R right here, you'll see an APR divided by N. That's the same thing as a little r. Little r is APR divided by N. It's written this way on our formula sheet because that's easier to write, perfectly honest. So like I said, you don't have to have our notes, your own notes, whatever, just as long as you have some notes that you understand and will help you to solve these questions. So APR divided by N, that's what we're looking for here. And looks like our APR is 3.75%, but I need that in its decimal form. So I can take 3.75 divided by 100. I should get that. N is the number of compounding periods or the number of payments made. Now that is actually on here. I think we have, there we go. We have some common N's, which is nice. So compounding or depositing or payments, whatever, monthly would be 12. If it's quarterly, it's 4, 2 biannually. So that's a pretty good info. Tony here is doing monthly, so that must mean N is 12. Why did I write NY? Somebody out there was watching me do that and was saying, why is she doing that? But I can't hear you because you're talking to a computer or a phone. Okay, N is 12, 12 payments a year, and Y, the number of years, looks like 5 years. So this is all my information for Tony's loan. Let's go ahead and plug it into the formula, and then we'll plug that into a calculator. Okay, so Tony's payment is equal to whoosh, the principal or the loan amount times the periodic interest rate, that's the APR divided by N, 0.0375 divided by 12. And then we have this delightful denominator here. The ones are always ones. It's only the P, R, N, and Y that you need to fill in. So let's see, we'll get another 0.0375 divided by 12. We have a negative exponent, negative 12. And I'll use parentheses to indicate that I'm multiplying N and Y. So this is what I have here. All right, I'm going to pause for a second while I split my screen so we can open up Desmos Scientific Calculator, because this kind of thing is not something you want to do on your phone calculator. You certainly can, but I don't recommend it unless you'd like to take a few years off your life out of stress. So we're going to use Desmos, which you can access on your phone. You can do it on your tablet, computer, whatever. It is free, no downloads, no signups. So we're going to use that. Okay, so here it is, desmos.com scientific. Like I said, you can access it on virtually any device that connects to the internet. And I'm going to go ahead and start this problem. Because it's one giant fraction, I'm going to press the A over B button to make a fraction for myself. And I'm going to just type in everything basically how I see it. So in my numerator, I see parentheses, 22,000 times. There's another fraction, so you can press that fraction button again if you'd like. 0.0375. To get into the bottom of the fraction, just click or tap into the bottom wheel. To get out of the fraction when you're done with it, you can either click to the right, or you can use the right arrow right over here, which I like better. And you can see a little ghosting parenthesis here. This is Desmos saying, don't forget, make sure you close your parenthesis, and we are at that point where we can close the parenthesis. I'm going to click or tap into the bottom, and I'm going to, instead of using brackets, we just use parentheses throughout the across the board. So parenthesis slash bracket, same thing. 1 minus another parenthesis, 1 plus another fraction, 0.0375. Click or tap to get to the bottom of that. Number 12. I'm going to use my right arrow key to get out of the fraction. I can close this parenthesis. Now I have an exponent, so I need to press this A to the power B button. And it looks like I have negative 12 times 5. And to get out of the exponent, you can press that right arrow key again. And Desmos is saying that I should close off my parentheses, which means that what I wrote down over here on my whiteboard, I goofed up and I forgot to put that in there. It is there. I just goofed. To be perfectly honest, it won't make that big of a difference if the very last parenthesis is not there. But it's good form, good habit that I should have done. So there it is. I like to go back and double check, make sure all the numbers are correct, right spot. Looks like everything's in order, and if so, then here's my answer. So what is Tony's monthly payment? If we want to round this to the nearest cent, it looks like we have $402.69. And there we go. So if Tony wants to get this new car in 5 years, every month he needs to pay $402.69 approximately. There you have it.